Welcome to Interval Tuesday. Today you guys have every 4 minutes for 20 minutes, so 5 sets. Within that 4-minute time frame, you guys are going to complete 30 air squats, a 2-meter run, and 20 kettlebell swings. That will be in American kettlebell swings at 53 for the guys, 35 for the ladies. If you guys don't have a kettlebell, you guys will do alternating kettlebell snatches and do 20 reps there. So within that 4-minute time frame, we're looking for you guys to fall somewhere around that 2.5-minute marker, give or take a little bit. I think some of the faster times will be pushing right around that 2-minute time frame, but the overall average should fall around 2.5 minutes. So the biggest thing is obviously making sure you're adjusting the volume appropriately for yourself to fall within that time frame. So if you're somebody you know you're not necessarily a fast air squatter, you might want to pull back on the volume slightly. For the most people, I think probably if you need to, maybe a 150-meter run should make up that difference to help you fall in that 2.5-minute time frame. And the kettlebell swing should be done unbroken. Now, if you don't happen to have a kettlebell that necessarily that you can do it unbroken, like you only have a 35-pound kettlebell and you're like, it's a little heavy for me, I don't know if I can do all 20, you need to do A, Russian swings, or B, just bring down the volume maybe like the 15 to 10 right in there. Your score today will be the amount or the sum of all 5 of those rounds. And just like per normal, guys, we're looking for repeatability across all 5 sets. So meaning if I hover around 2.5 minutes for the first couple rounds, I should be able to maintain that through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. So I shouldn't see 2.5 minutes and then like 240, then 250, then 3 minutes, and then by our last round compared to our first round, we're looking like a 45-second difference. You want to move quickly because you are going to have that rest in the back end of each round. But at the same time, you need to have a little bit still left in the tank to repeat those repetitive cycles. So we're looking kind of like a sprint stop style workout here today. So warm up and activation for this Tuesday interval piece. You guys will go through 2 rounds. Remember, our warm up is always just kind of getting the core temperature up, getting some blood moving around the body. You will do a 2-meter run, so you can map that out obviously for the workout today. You're going to do 10 and 10 single arm Russian swings. It could be the same thing with a dumbbell, because this is going to demo just going to eye level, one side, getting that hinging motion kind of happen there, warm up the hamstrings. And then you'll go 10 and 10 waiter squats, so just a single arm squat, just hips travel back and down. All right, just like so. Nothing too crazy so far. From there in the activation piece, you guys are going to do 15 glute bridges, so we'll just be on the floor. We have those kettlebell swings and air squats, so definitely the legs and the push your chair are going to get taxed out a little bit today. So this is bridging up. Remember, just the toes are going to be off the floor, just pressing through the heels and back to the top. We want to keep that belly nice and tight as we get to that top position. And then we have something a little bit different today. You guys are going to do what's called a lat to fly. You're going to do 15 reps here. So the way it's going to work, you'll have your kettlebells out to the side, all right, basically in line with your shoulders. All right, so bring the kettlebells up just a tad. In line with the shoulders roughly. His arms will kind of be out in the front of the kettlebells to start off with. And then from there, what he's going to do is bring his arms over the top and then back to the front. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 15 reps there. If you guys don't have kettlebells, you could use a dumbbell and just raise it up vertically, where basically the head of the dumbbell is stacked on top of each other like so. If you guys only have one kettlebell or one dumbbell, not a big deal. Just maybe grab like some shaker bottles or something like that to bring your hands over the top. Just something to elevate your surface over is the biggest thing. It doesn't have to be a kettlebell or a dumbbell. It's just an easy option to choose from. You'll do 15 reps there. And you guys are going to finish off with 10 squatting T-spine rotations. So remember, you're going to squat, elbows on the inside, hands on the outside. He'll rotate up, follow the hand. That'd be 1. That will be 2, so on and so forth for 10 reps. And you'll go through that for 2 rounds. And that's the warm-up and activation for you guys. We're going to warm up the hips a little bit. Guys obviously have a lot of squatting to do today. So just to be 150 to be exact. So we're just going to get the hips opened up. If you guys have been doing Kel's mobility classes, you guys should be nice and mobile through the hips by now. I did that 3.5 minutes yesterday, Kel. Good God. All right, so we're going to bring the knees out as wide as possible. Toes are going to be facing out as well. He's going to send the hips back as best he can. So a couple different things to make this stretch a little more intense. You can do knees out wider over time. You can send the hips back more over time. And you can think about sending the chest down further to the floor, and that will all intensify the stretch for you. So you'll do 90 seconds to kind of ease your way into that stretch a little bit. And then we're going to finish off with a little overhead stretch to kind of help getting some overhead mobility for the kettlebell swings today. So you guys are going to do a 10-second on, 5-second off during this. So Kel's going to drive his chest down for 10 seconds. He'll then relax for 5 seconds. And when he's doing this, I want you to concentrate on your breathing as well. So take a big breath in and exhale it out for the full 10 seconds. During the 5-second rest, all right, he'll take a breath in and repeat that cycle for 4 sets. And that is your pre-WOD mobility. Some movement demo, not a very complicated workout by any means today, but we're gonna go over this real quickly. So you guys do have air squats today to start this thing off with. Always have some integrity about your movement, guys. The better you can move, the more efficient you're gonna be. It just looks prettier, you're gonna stay safer over a period of time. So as we air squat, we want the hips to travel back and down. The weight should stay basically over the midfoot into the heel, hip crease below the knee, and back to the top for each rep. So you should physically feel yourself almost kind of relax the top for each rep. Obviously, you guys are gonna be moving quickly. Anytime you're moving quickly, you may have a tendency to wanna cut some corners here. May not going all the way down, or probably more particular on this particular workout, it's not gonna be standing up all the way. So we'll see a lot of people kind of lock their knees out, but not lock their hips out all the way. That's a little bit of an extreme measure, but maybe kind of something like about right there, and they'll kind of not physically open those hips before going back down. So just be aware of that. So that'd be your air squat. Then you got your 2-meter run. You'll come inside, and then you have 20 kettlebell swings. So Kale's gonna turn the side for us just a little bit here. Remember, as we swing, guys, the only thing that's gonna break his hips are gonna go backwards like a good morning, and then he's not driving uppercut in the kettlebell to the top. All right. When he's at the top, his wrists are locked out, his elbows are locked out, and that kettlebell is facing straight up towards the ceiling. That's his finishing position. As he comes down, he's gonna wait for the kettlebell to come back, receive it, and go back up again. All right, so false up we'll see is kind of squatting the weight. So kind of squat down. Notice how his knees kind of shove forward, his shin isn't vertical anymore. And also there's the big gap between him and the kettlebell. You want to keep the kettlebell close to the body. And obviously not finishing all the way overhead, kind of finishing out in the front is another common error that we'll see. You want to keep the belly tight. So for some people, they might not get physically all the way overhead because they're kind of overextend to get that, or really stop a little short and keep that belly tight. So that'll be your swings. Now, if you happen to have a kettlebell, but it's a little too heavy for you, and you want to go higher volume, you can do Russian swings instead, just to eye level if needed, or you just bring down the volume overall to like 10 or 15 if the weight's a little heavy for you. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, you only have a dumbbell, you guys are going to do alternating hang snatches, so it'll look like this. So he'll go overhead, switch in the air, and go to the other side, okay? So you'll do 10 per side in all. If you guys aren't used to alternating, it might be a little tricky here today. So if that is the case, you could do 10 on one side and trade on the floor and do 10 on the other side if you don't feel comfortable with trading. So you could just do a few all the way, just keep going, just do a few reps, okay, like so. So you could do all 10 and then all 10. Kale is kind of showing a little demonstration of coming down to the shoulder and then trading. You could do that too. It's a little bit simpler compared to trading directly into the hand. That's also an option, but the same mechanics will still apply here to guys on the alternating dumbbell swing as the kettlebell swing is you same hinging motion, so driving from the hips, punching at the top, all right, finishing with the elbows locked out and directly overhead. And that is your movement demo for today. So extra credit and mobility for you guys today. We have something a tad bit different. We have done these before. It's been a while though. We have pike ups. You guys are going to do 20 seconds of this. So what a pike up's going to look like is Kel's going to have his feet together like he's going to do like a seated forward fold. And then from there, what he's going to do is he's just going to think about pulsing his feet up and down for 20 seconds. Now the range of motion is about where we want where Kale is currently. If you guys lean back further, the easier this is going to be. Now, kind of, yeah, that's way too much range of motion. So if he's doing something like that, that's too much. But if he brings his hands closer to his feet, it's going to be way tougher. Can you bring? So that might. So keep it a little further. Can you bring him up? Yeah. So that might be. That's not enough range of motion. So you guys can kind of find that happy medium where you can kind of stay within about a 6-inch range between you and the floor. And what you want to think about just tapping the floor and coming back up. We don't want to rest in the bottom. So you'll accumulate 20 seconds of that. So as you guys go through, let's say you're 10 seconds in, you're like, oh God, I can't keep going. All you gotta do is bring your hands further back down your body, and that'll make it easier as you go along. So you're definitely gonna feel a lot of tension through the lower abdominal region as well as the hip flexors a little bit as you're doing this. So we'll go for that 20 seconds. Then from there, he's gonna stand up for us. You guys are gonna do weighted oblique crunches with a kettlebell or a dumbbell. So we're just gonna kind of rotate to one side, come back to the top, like so. So the opposite oblique wall is what's going to be doing the work here. We just want that kettlebell to end up about where the knee is, roughly on the side, and back up. So you don't go to the 4-inch range of motion, but kind of get a nice stretch of that oblique and back to neutral. You'll do 20 reps. So we have 3 sets through that. To finish off the day, you guys do have a seated forward fold. So all you're going to do is hang out there for 90 seconds. We did a lot of running, a lot of kettlebell swings, so the hamstrings might be a little tight. You'll do 90 seconds there, and then TV stretch. Work on some shoulder extensions, so bring his pinkies in close and scoot his butt away from his hands, and you'll accumulate 90 seconds there as well. And that wraps up our Tuesday for you guys.